Okay, we need to add in some ad extensions. Ad extensions are extra bits of information that Google can show with your ad, and you should be using them. Um, I've come over to Google and I've done a search for lawnmowers by. So we can see a few ad extensions here. So we've got site links. If you have ads appearing at the top of the page, you should be using site links, because what it does is it increases the number of links and the amount of space that your ad takes up. If you're in ad position 1, they take up slightly more space than in ad position 2. They typically only appear in the top 2 positions. The reason it's especially important that you pay attention to your site links and really try and split test not split test, but try and improve your site links over time is because site links now have a small influence on quality score. So the advertisers so all else being equal, if we are both bidding on the same keyword and we have the same bid and the same click-through rates, all else being equal, if I'm making better use of ad extensions than you are, my ad will appear above yours. So it's definitely worth doing. Other ad extensions that we can see so we've got a map here. So if you have a physical location, it's definitely worth having that, because Google will pull it in. We've got a phone number here. You should be adding in your phone number as an ad extension, not as part of the ad text. It's actually against Google's terms of service to have your phone number in the ad text itself. And it's also a waste, because you should be using your phone number in the ad extension and using the ad text to say other things. Yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, let's come back into AdWords. So you need to come over to ad extensions. You can set up ad extensions at either campaign level or ad group level, depending on what makes sense. So, there's a few extensions that I generally recommend that you add. I would add call extensions. So that's in order to add your phone number to the ads. So, you can set up new numbers here if you want. You've got some options here as well. So if you are running ads on mobile devices, what you can choose to do is tell Google to display just your phone number in the title instead of your website. What they'll do then is, if someone clicks on your ad on a mobile device, is it will ring you up straight away. They won't actually come to your website. So I set this a lot, actually. I think it makes a lot of sense. Often when people are on their phones, they just want to, especially if your website isn't mobile friendly, they generally just want to ring you up. By default, Google will have a Google forwarding phone number that then tracks calls. Generally makes sense to use that. If you've got a local dialing number in here that people will recognize, I sometimes turn this off, and then that way you get to keep the local part of your number. The other thing you might want to do here is you might want to schedule this so that your phone number is only displayed at times when your phones are manned. So maybe it's 9 till 5 or whatever it is. Location extensions is basically a case of coming in and just setting it up. You need to add an account location extension, and normally what will happen then is you'll have to log into your Google Places account and do it that way. The other thing that you're really going to want to do is create some site link extensions. So this is where site link extensions are where you might want to do this at ad group level, because often it makes, particularly bearing in mind that site links can have an impact on your quality score, you want relevant site links to this particular ad group. So it does make sense really to customize your ad groups. So to customize your site links by ad group. And what you want to do is you want to, click add extension, and then I've got a number here that have already been set up, including a few disapproved ones, probably because they're too long now. But I can add them in. I would add in up to about 6 or 8 In general, Google will show less than 4, but so you really want to add in at least 4 if you can. But they also need to be relevant links. They need to be different links to the actual ad headline, but they also need to be relevant as well. So don't just add them in for the sake of it. Try and put a bit of thought in. You can put a description underneath each site link as well. So this would be the title. So the title is what appears, in this link itself. And you can put in a description which does sometimes appear beneath these titles. I haven't actually seen that for a while, but that's what it's there for. So yeah, and then the link obviously needs to go to the correct page on your website. So hopefully that's fairly straightforward. Go ahead and set up your ad extensions, and if you've got any questions, please let me know.